Hello and welcome to another Sandia Mountain Natural History Center quick trip. You know, a lot of people think that all science happens inside a lab with crazy scientists. But today we're going to go out into the field and do some science and show that science isn't just done in a lab, but sometimes it's done out in nature as well. Let's go ahead and get started before crazy chemist Toby blows us up. People often don't think about the soil as a very exciting scientific topic, but soil has a huge impact on ecosystems. So one of our science experiments today is going to see if we can find anything living in this soil. So we're going to use this sieve here, and we're going to put some dirt in that sieve. Put a good amount. We want to get several layers of the soil down. So we'll pile that soil in there, close it up, and then just start to shake. So our sieve here broke the dirt down into actually smaller and smaller particles, into what do we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different particles, from pretty big chunks down to really fine sand. So what we're going to do now is we're going to head into the lab and we're going to see which layer is the one that separated out any living things. Let's go check it out. So there you can see we found something. I'm not a entomologist. That's a tiny microscopic little creature. Oh, I lost it. There it is. Sorry if this is making anybody sick. Tiny little microscopic creature from the soil. All right, so here you can see the next layer down from our sieve. We can see some more movement. This one might not be as obvious. Right there, it should be right there in the middle. It's almost a translucent creature of some sort. Just in case it's not obvious, he's right there. It's probably some sort of mite or something. Like I said before, I'm not a entomologist, person who studies insects, but that's pretty fascinating. That's pretty cool that we were able to find 2 living creatures. And we'll move around here and see if we can find some more. Found yet another creature. This one was in the second to last sieve. So very fine dust here. But there he is. I have no idea what kind of creature that is. But it is not visible to the naked eye. We need this microscope to be able to see it. So there you go. There's some fun science. We can call this entomology or biology. Let's see what other kinds of science we can go do. So our next little scientific experiment is going to be using this. This is called a densitometer. And a densitometer measures the tree canopy. The reason we want to measure the tree canopy is because we can actually have too many trees. People think trees are good, but if you have too many trees, you're blocking out all the sun, and all these plants on the ground can't grow. Of course, the plants on the ground are supplying food to things like rabbits and deer. So it's just another good example of how everything is connected in an ecosystem. So the canopy is an important thing. You may notice that this area has burned in the past, and believe it or not, that was actually a good thing because it opened up the canopy. So let's play around and see how this thing works. So the way a densitometer works is we're going to hold it almost like a periscope, and we're going to look through it. And as we look through it, we're going to see whether we can see canopy or not. Now, if we were really doing this as real scientists, we would set up what we call a transect, either in a line or in a triangle with about 100 points or 50 points or 25 points, something that it makes it easy to figure out percentage. And as we stopped every meter on that transect, we would record whether we see tree or not. And then of course, if we saw tree 40 spots, then we would have 40% canopy. Let me show you what this looks like. So this is a little difficult to show on the camera, but you want to get that target kind of lined up, and it's really going to be hard because it's all backwards and forwards and around on a camera. But you want to get those two bubbles level, and if we can see tree canopy, which we can, we would count this one. And of course, I would hold it closer. See there, we can see the tree canopy. So that's how that works. It's science. All right, so believe it or not, this is a well. There is a spring here, and as recently as about 2009, 2010, there was a puddle here for animals to drink. Since then, the surface water has dried up, but there is still water underneath. So our next little experiment is we're gonna see how far under the water or underground the water is. It's kind of interesting. I don't know if you can see this. If not, I'll cut in a picture, but there are bear claw or bear tooth marks right here. So the bears want to get the water. So we're going to use this water level meter. We're going to drop it in there, and we're going to see how deep down that water is. Maybe as you're watching, you should be trying to guess that. Just for fun. But when we hear the beep, there's the beep. So when we look, we're going to find that this is 4 feet 7. Now this meter measures things in tenths of feet, so it's 4.7 feet. And I know that this is 2.1 feet. So that means that the water is 2.6 feet underground here. That's a kind of a sad thing to know, knowing that it used to be on the surface here for animals to drink, but New Mexico is in such a drought that the water level is dropped. But let's go ahead and take a water sample and see if it's good water. All right, to take our sample, what we're going to do is use this little dipper. Has a one-way valve on it. We're just going to drop it in there. It'll let water in, and then we'll take it out. Now, before I pull it out, what do you think? Is it going to be clear water, or is it going to be muddy water? Take your guess. And while you're thinking about that, what we're going to do is we're going to take a sample of that water, and then we're going to use some of our pH paper to test that water, and hopefully that pH paper will turn green, and we'll know we got healthy water. All right, what was your guess? What was your guess? Was it clear or was it muddy? Whoops. Because that's pretty clear water. So now we'll take a piece of our pH paper. Dip it in there. Let me come a little closer so you can see. And you can see it turned green. And turned green, and we have pretty clear water. So it's kind of surprising, but you have to remember that underground, that water is filtered pretty good. So it's nice clean water if it would ever come to the surface again for the animals. Well, thanks for joining us on another Sandia Mountain Natural History Center quick trip. We used some kind of fancy equipment today to do our science, but you don't need that. If you want to just go out and study science, there's all kinds of ways that you can do it. Scientists all over the world are asking for people's help. It's something called citizen science. I'll leave a couple links below where you can find projects in your area to do some citizen science. As always, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and check out some of our other videos. We'll see you on the next one.